This first graph represents the percentage of children under 5 with an eating disorder or condition throughout time. The independent variable is the time, and the dependent variable is the percentage of children under 5 with an eating disorder or condition. The domain is from 0 to infinite, since it's time, and the range is from 0 to 100, which is 100%, the maximum percentage on this graph.
This table explains how much money you will have to spend in consequence of how many months you are staying in an apartment that costs 12,893.5 pesos per month. The independent variable are the months that depend on the money. The range is 0 to the quantity of money you will spend depending on how many months you will stay. The domain 0 to the number of months you will stay. For example, if I only stay 2 months, the domain will be 0 to 2, and the range 0 to 25,767.
So in this case, I investigated the site that states that in the past week 4.4 million workers have been unemployed, and that in the past 5 weeks a total of 26.4 million workers have been unemployed. It also said that in the week before the past week a total of 5.2 million workers have been unemployed, and then it included a graph with the information from the past weeks. With this information, we used it in Excel to create the function that says y equals 0.1021 x to the fourth minus 0.931 x to the cube plus 1.7493 x squared plus 2.6534 x minus 0.0123. Now, the y, the dependent variable, represents the millions of workers unemployed per week, and x represents the weeks. So if we multiply the independent, in this case the week, by the function, we're gonna get the total amount of unemployed workers per week. The domain is from 0 to 5 because that's the amount of week 0 to week 5, and the range is from 0 to 6.7. 6.7 represents the maximum amount of workers unemployed on a single week. And yeah, that's it. Thanks.
On the newspaper, it came as verbal information, but here we express it in a graph, in a table, and in a symbolic way.
What does a function provide? The function provides information about how many workers are getting unemployed per week and a prediction of how many will be unemployed in the next weeks.
In this case, the way that the independent variable depends on the independent variable is the next one. So we have that y, the dependent variable, represents the amount of workers unemployed per week, and we have that x, the independent variable, represents weeks. So by using this function, we have that y, the amount of unemployed workers per week, depends on how many weeks pass, because if we multiply the numbers by the amount of weeks, we're gonna have the total amount of unemployed workers for each week.
This is a polynomial function.
The leading coefficient is 0.1021 positive, the maximum is 6.7, that is the number of workers in millions that were unemployed, the minimum is 0, and intervals in which it increases is 0 to 2.6, the intervals in which it decreases is 2.6 to 5.
Now, the news site gave us the information in the best way possible. I won't say the best way possible, however, in a pretty simple and good way, since at the beginning it told us pretty straight information about the total amount of workers that had been unemployed in the past 5 weeks, and it also gave us information about how many workers had been unemployed on week 5 and 4. However, the only problem was that some of the other information was inside a graph, so it was a little bit scattered, but it was easy to find and in a pretty simple way. So yeah, I think it was a good way, the one in which it was presented.